Well, it's time again.
Welcome to the Unlock Your Mind podcast, where traditional beliefs are challenged, fears are confronted, and dreams are brought back to life. I'm your host, Derek J. Love.
Unlock Your Mind podcast. Welcome.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. Welcome to another episode of the Unlock Your Mind podcast. I'm going to be talking with you today about detoxing your finances. Detox your finances. So what is a detox? We've heard that term before in the medical world and in the health world. And basically a detox is a process or a period of time in which one abstains from or rids the body of toxic or unhealthy substances. That's what a detox is. It's a process when you're trying to eliminate unhealthy things from your body so that you can optimize your body. Your body functions better, your organs function better, everything works better because you have went through this process of where you're no longer putting in bad things, toxic things, and you're now starting to put in things that are actually good for you and to help your body to perform at maximum capacity, right? And so what are some of the symptoms of a detox? I found a few. I haven't done an extensive research on this, but I found a few that, that may be able to help you. So, of course, as you know, this show is more about finances than health. However, there's some similarities that I want to make here that I want to show you. So some of the symptoms of a detox is fainting, weakness, dehydration, hunger pains, withdrawal syndromes, fatigue, and cravings. Now, if you were thinking about this from the lens of finances, you can see how some of these same symptoms could possibly be at play if you're going through a financial detox. So how do you do that? What is the process of a detox? Well, it's one, you're starving your body of harmful substances for a period of time. And these things have a tendency to become dependent, or your body can become dependent on that substance. And when it becomes dependent on that substance, now that leads to what we call an addiction. And what is an addiction? I'm glad you asked, because I know I'm talking to smart people. So I knew you were going to be asking, what is an addiction? You've heard that term. Let me give you a very technical definition of addiction. It is physically or mentally dependent on a particular substance and unable to stop taking it without incurring adverse effects. Or another definition is enthusiastically devoted to a particular thing or activity. So, are you addicted to something when it comes to finances? Maybe shopping, spending, trying to impress people, doing things that are not really necessarily good for you, but they're good for your image, or this image you try to portray yourself to be? Just asking a question. Are you addicted to you? Careful. So the second process of a detox is you have to identify the toxic substances in your body. For a lot of people, when we think of detox, it's the first thing that comes to mind for most people is, people who are addicted to drugs or people who are addicted to alcohol. Those are the big two, right? But of course, this is the Unlock Your Mind podcast. So it's going to be primarily geared around finances at some level. So what are the toxic things you have in your financial life? It doesn't have to be as extreme as, drugs and alcohol, but for financially it can be. So what are some of the toxic things that you have that's draining your finances or clogging up your cash flow so that your finances, your intestines, your financial intestines cannot function to their full capacity? Is it overspending? Is it drinking? Is it drugs? Is it partying? Shopping? Just miscellaneous eating? I mean, just a lot of people, I do financial coaching, and you'd be surprised how many people come in and we have a session where we actually break down and track down their finances, where the money is going. And most people have no idea that they spend what they spend on food. It's a big ticket item. So that could be something, that's blocking your finances. So what I normally would have them to do is print out, a couple months of their bank statement, right? And then go through with different highlighters and highlight different categories. So everything that you spent for food, use a yellow highlighter. I'm just throwing an example out. Everything you spent for entertainment, use purple. And miscellaneous, use blue until you can see more realistically where your money is going. And that usually helps them to really kind of get a handle on what they're doing with their money. So you have to identify what it is. And then you have to, once you identify what it is, you have to get rid of it. You have to detox the unhealthy stuff. You have to get rid of it. And so that's what a detox is. It's starving your body of bad things so that your body functions can go back to normal. And in that process, you're going to experience some stuff. Just like in a financial detox, you're going to go through and you're going to want to do some things that you are craving and that you're accustomed to having that's no longer going to be available no more. So you gotta make a decision. How bad do I want this? Do I want to clean up my finances for good so that I can build some wealth? Or do I want to stay financially constipated or my kidneys are having to overwork to get rid of this waste that I keep pouring into my body? In this case, your finances. So you're constantly having to work and you're overworking yourself trying to, process out all this junk that you've accumulated or maintain all this junk that you've accumulated. And so when the body goes through a detox, it cleanses you out. It's like a cleanse. So it purifies the body. It opens up the veins and lets all this stuff go through. Your colon is appreciative, and your kidneys and your liver, because all those body functions, all those components of the body has a function to clear out and to process out waste. So the more you put in, the harder those things gotta work. So in a financial sense, the more waste you accumulate and the more waste you have, wasteful spending, the harder your financial liver and your financial kidneys gotta work. This is your budget, and the longer it's gonna take for you to get healthy financially, which is you building wealth and working towards freedom. When I say financial freedom, for me and for a lot of people, I would imagine it's not just a cliche. It's you're working towards getting in a position financially where you can maintain your life without being stressed out whether I'm gonna be able to make enough money to pay the bills this month. You have money set aside. You have money coming in. So that's the position I'm working towards getting you in. Every time I do a podcast, I do a seminar, I write a book, I meet with somebody doing coaching, whatever I'm doing, I'm always going to try to get you in that direction, in the pursuit of freedom from the economic stress of not having enough. Okay. So again, when you do a detox, you're ridding your body of all these harmful things, and in this case, again, it's your financial body, of unnecessary expenses, unnecessary spending, trying to impress other people, cars that you don't need, buying stuff that it's wasting money. So we want to kind of cleanse you out of all these things. So you want to look at your financial statements, your bank statements, look at your budgets, or however you track your money. Hopefully you're tracking it some kind of way, and look at it and do a real in-depth analysis and see where's the waste here? What can I get rid of so that I can increase my cash flow? Money is called currency, which means it moves. So if you got a dam in your veins and your colon and your intestines, and again, I'm using physical terms when I'm talking about your finances, right? If you have a blockage in there somewhere because of all this waste that's accumulated over the years, your money can't flow right. You follow what I'm saying? So you have to be able to detox and purify your body, cleanse all that stuff out, flush it out so that your kidneys and your liver can function like it's supposed to And this is where your budget comes in. So now you see where your money, where it's coming in, you see what's going out, and you can track it and manage it and make it work like it's supposed to work. Then you have to change your habits. You have to change your behavior. I heard Dave Ramsey say that personal finance is 80% behavior, 20% knowledge. We all know what to do, kind of, sort of. But knowing and doing what we know is two very different things. So we have to, once we do a detox, because if you do a physical detox, you cleanse your body, you're going to lose some weight, you're going to feel good, you're going to be energized. And then if you go put the same crap back in your body, what's going to happen? You're going to be back in the same situation. And so once you do a detox, the goal is to cleanse you out, and then you start doing things different and feeding your body more nutrient-rich foods. So it's the same with your finances. There's no point of doing it and then just going back into it. It's like you were a slave, you finally got free, and now all of a sudden you want to go back into slavery. That makes no sense. That's just kind of stupid. So it's the same thing when you do a financial detox. You want to cleanse all this stuff out and filter out all the stuff that's unnecessary, all the waste, all the junk, and then optimize your financial life so that things can flow better. You can increase your cash flow. You can build some wealth. You can have some money saved so that you can invest, so that you can start, making your money work for you, and you not having to work. Every dollar you earn shouldn't have to be an earned income dollar where you work for it. And there's nothing wrong with that. I believe in work. I believe in you working to earn your living. But at some point, you can't work forever. At some point, you got to let your money work and put your money to work. And the way to do that, you have to start saving some money so that you can invest that money so that money can go and replicate itself. I did a podcast about having some grandbabies, like where your money is making some grands, 100 grand, 1,000 grand. Yeah, like make your money replicate itself. So these are some of the things, some of the benefits of having a financial detox. So again, I want you to identify what it is, look at your budget, look at the waste, what's coming in, what's clogging up my money, and what can I do to get rid of it? I wrote a book. It's called Unlock Your Mind, Unlock Your Money. Stop admiring the wealthy and become one. I want us all to prosper. There's enough money out here for everybody to eat and live good. There's no such thing as a shortage of resources. So we just have to go get it. And if you're listening to me, if you know me, I'm on your team. I want you to win. So I want you to do this detox. Go through and look at what's coming in and where is it getting clogged up at. And, you have to go through some extreme measures. So what? So be it. You'll be better off for it on the back end. So just make the commitment. Detox your finances. Make better choices. Start doing the right thing. And we can all win. We'll all go on a vacation together and have some fun on the beach somewhere. In the meantime, make it a great day, folks. I'll see you next week.
Thank you guys for tuning in to another episode of the Unlock Your Mind podcast. I hope you found some value in listening today. I pray you would share this episode. Share the love. Become a part of the Unlock Your Mind family. We're all in this together, changing the way we think so that we can change our financial future. If this episode challenged you or inspired you or made you want to do something different, I want to hear about it. You can email me. It's Derrick@DerrickJLove.com. That's DERRICK @DerrickJLove.com. Or if you want to do something a little quicker, leave me a voicemail. You can reach me at 832-721-2251. And remember, if you can unlock your mind, you can unlock your money. So start now. Start living the life you love and loving the life you live. See you next week, guys.
Thank you for tuning in to the Unlock Your Mind podcast. Follow Derrick J. Love on all social media platforms at Derrick J. Love. Derrick J. Love is a financial coach, a public speaker, author, and real estate broker. To bring Derrick to speak at your function or corporate event, contact him at 832-721-2251. That's 832-721-2251. Also, follow Derrick on all social media platforms, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, or on the website, DerrickJLove.com.